Hello, the football fans, and welcome to this edition of We Move with the Warriors. We've been journeying with the Zimbabwe national team as they've been participating at the Total Energy Africa Cup of Nations in Cameroon. I'm your host, Kutcher, and as always, I'm joined in the studio by our resident analyst, the big man himself, Tinashe Salmon. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Kutcher. I'm very happy to be here because I think we've got a lot to talk about today.
We've got a lot to talk about. Quite unfortunate we're going to be talking in these circumstances. The number one team, the Warriors, became the first team to be eliminated from this Total Energies Africa Cup of Nations. That heartbreaking 1-0 loss to Senegal. And then that disastrous performance against Malawi. When we started, I asked you this question, and I'm going to ask you again. Are we ready to chill with the big boys in African football?
Coach, why is it I'm now feeling like this is an inquisition because you're trying to point out all the wrong statements, all the wrong predictions I made?
Not necessarily. I said this because I asked you that question because this is our fifth time going for an AFCON finals, and we have never made it to the second round. This time around, we thought it was going to be easier with this issue of having the third best placed runners up qualifying for the second round. And when the draw for this Total Energies Africa Cup of Nations was made, seeing Senegal there, Guinea there, Malawi and Zimbabwe, any Zimbabwean, any football fan would have targeted that Malawi game as a must-win for Zimbabwe or as a game we were going to possibly win. After such a performance against Senegal, losing 1-0 in the last minute or the dying seconds of the game, everyone expected a very good performance against Malawi. Of all the footballing nations that they are in the world, the Warriors managed to lose to the great flames of Malawi. Your thoughts?
Yeah, very funny you called us a footballing nation. I for one do not believe so because we don't have the results to show that we're a footballing nation.
Talking about results, let me just catch you in there. The Warriors have only won one game out of the past 20 games we've played. We've only won one game.
Yes, that's very true. I think during Mapeza's tenure, we've played 7 games. How many have we won? I think 2 draws and 5 defeats.
I think we've conceded about 9 goals. We only scored about 3. I think 2 from open play, exactly. 1 from the penalty spot. That is the sad and storied state of the Zimbabwe national football team. That's why I asked you that question. Are we ready to chill with the big boys? Are we a footballing nation? Where have we been getting things wrong? Because we've definitely been getting things wrong. We have failed again to qualify for the second round of this Africa Cup of Nations. Where are we going wrong? Where did we go wrong? That Malawi game, what happened? Why did we lose that game?
Unfortunately, for me, we are not yet ready to teach you with the big boys. I was very wrong. I'm sorry, Zimbabwe, for predicting that maybe this time things could have been different. What went wrong versus Malawi? I have to look at first experience before I go in to start to blaming individuals one by one. I have to look at the experience of the squad. We had questionable experience in the starting 11 that we had. You look at the best player from our side on the day. I have to say it was Ishmael Wadi.
Yes.
He's 29, and how many caps was that? Which cap was it versus Malawi?
Probably his 4th cap or so.
Exactly.
You're looking at guys like Kundai, most probably our second best player on the pitch that day. Yes. This was most probably his 3rd or 4th cap.
3rd or 4th cap as well, yes.
And they are getting these caps at an Africa Cup of Nations.
Exactly, which shows that we're lacking experience in that starting lineup as well.
Is it only about experience? Do we bring in issues to do with quality, the quality of the talent? I asked you that at the time in comparison to the squad that we've sent before. How talented are these guys that we sent this time around to Cameroon? Is it an issue of the quality of the players? Is it an issue of the tactics of the coach? Is it an issue of our football administrators? Because a lot of people the national team is a very emotional issue.
Yes.
And people invest emotions into this.
Exactly.
And people need answers. What is wrong? Where are we going wrong? Why are we now losing to countries like Malawi? We are losing to countries like Ethiopia. Virtually unknown footballing nations. We are now losing to those countries. Where are things going wrong?
Thank you. You've actually put me on a path that I intended to get to later on into the show.
Yes.
You asked where are we going wrong? there's a lot. But with as in everything, you know, when there's a big crisis, when we look at where we're going wrong, the truth lies somewhere in the middle. You talked about administration. Administration is also involved. You talked about the tactics from the coach. The tactics are also involved. You talked about quality. Quality is also involved. I'll start with quality. In terms of quality, when I judge this squad, comparing it to previous squads, I think the quality, there's not much of a difference, but it already shows that there's a problem. Because it's showing that if there's not much of a difference in the 2021 Africa Cup of Nations squad compared to the 2019 one, compared to the 2017 one, compared to the 2006 one, compared to the first one, it shows that we're at a standstill. We're not improving. And not
We've
improving.
got the quality to qualify for the tournament,
but
and
not
then
too
when
much.
we get there,
Exactly.
we cannot perform.
Not improving is the first mistake when it comes to sport,
Why
performances.
why is our football stagnant?
Of course, now we have to look at what is happening, not in Cameroon, we have to look at what is happening in Zimbabwe, we have to look at our club football, we have to look at grassroots. What sort of setup do we have when it comes to grassroots in this country? I don't know of any youth league from these teams that are in our first division. The Dynamos is the Cape United. I don't know of any Cape United under 19 playing in an under 19 league where all the teams in the league are competing versus each other. There's nothing like that in Zimbabwe. I don't see it. So we can't have grassroots.
Our problems, you are right, you're saying our problems are not emanating from the field of play itself. There is a lot of issues that we have to do with behind the scenes. Football is not only played on the Sunday or be it on the Saturday, it is played all along the week.
Exactly.
Are we taking shortcuts with our football?
We are taking shortcuts, and I would like to emphasize on your statement exactly. As the great man Steve Kompela said, I told my players at Kaizer Chiefs that you get paid for Monday to Friday. That's when you are working. Yes. Saturday is showing your talents to the world, but you work Monday to Friday. That's what we're paying you for. So there's a lot we're doing off the pitch, and we're doing it in the wrong manner, or not doing it at all. So you know that the pitch on the Saturday or on the Sunday, it just reflects what you have been doing off the pitch during the week, years before, and how you prepare. And you know, when it comes to sport, it's all about preparation. Exactly.
We thought we had the preparations that we need. Players were called into camp. I think we are one of the squads we had the most time in as far as preparation for this AFCON is concerned. We've always had issues with allowances. This time around, there were no issues in camp about people not getting their allowances, salaries, whatever it is. People got their monies, but the performance was not. The win percentage of slightly less than 33%. Norman Mapeza, that he has been his performance in as far as the national team is concerned. Is he the right person to take the Warriors forward? Coming from this Africa Cup of Nations, we have already been eliminated. We still got a game against Guinea. I believe that's a dead rubber that is most likely going to give other so-called fringe players, bench players, to have a feel of the game. But coming forward to March this year, we are going to be starting with AFCON qualifiers for 2023 Ivory Coast. Is Norman Mapeza the right person to take the national team forward?
Realistically, when we're talking about the CIFA board that has currently been suspended pending further investigation and everything, the SRC that we have, I think realistically Mapeza would be the man that they keep. I don't necessarily think that is the best man for the job, but I think they're going to keep him. I think they're going to keep him. This is just giving you a news point, a news bulletin right on this show.
You are talking about what might happen from the CIFA board and so on. But we are looking from a progress point of view. If we are going to be having our football moving forward, is Norman Mapeza the right person for the national team?
No. Unfortunately not. I'm sorry. I think he's the best local coach that we have, but he's not the best man for the job at the moment.
Are you saying the national team needs a foreign coach?
We do need to go foreign.
We need to go foreign?
Yes, we need to go foreign at this moment in time.
After the Malawi game, he came out into the press conference, he talked about positives. I know it's a bit silly right now to be talking about positives considering the emotion that is among the football-loving fans of Zimbabwe right now. What positives can we derive from the past two games that we've played in this AFCON? Can we derive any positives from those two games?
When looking at it objectively, I would say the style of play in terms of the way we can keep a bit of possession, spray some good passes around here and there, that has to be the positive of playing under Mapeza.
You talked about the positives that the coach brought in. I think you're talking about the tactics there. Let's look at the players on the pitch. Anyone who you might single out. You know, we talked in the first episode about a couple of aging guys. People have actually been asking right now, is Knowledge Musona, the smiling assassin, going to continue after this, the captain? We're talking about guys like Onismo Basera at 36. Is he continuing with the national team? We're talking about guys like Tabani Kamsoko at 33. Do we still need him in the national team frame? Some of the guys who are there but with less experience of the national team, Kelvin Madzongwe, as well as he has been playing, he's 32 but with only about 4 caps. The same with Petros Mali. Moving forward, those guys, some of those names that I have mentioned, do you see them in the national team in the not so far future? Because we are saying we've got qualifiers in March.
I think when it comes to the qualifiers, definitely we might still need them, because considering the issues of grassroots we've just been talking about, we have a very shallow pool. If we don't choose them, who do we choose? If Petros isn't our starting goalkeeper at the moment, we're probably going to be going back to George Chukova, who last played a game when I was at Polokwane City. That's about 2 years or 3 years ago.
Well, you talked about the lack of depth in terms of quality. You mentioned grassroots there. How best I think we're in agreement. We've got no grassroots to absolutely talk about. I think of the teams playing in the Zimbabwe Premier Soccer League, we've got only FC Platinum with an under-19 side. Ngezi Platinum has got an under-19 squad. Highlanders also has got an under-19 squad. Where is Dynamos? Where is Cape United? Where is ZPC Kariba? Where is Chicken Inn? Why is it our clubs don't have junior sides? How best do we revive our grassroots football? Where do we go?
It goes back to the problem of administration. We need to start having some basic rules. When you're
talking about administration, are you saying the people who are in the positions of power administratively in Zimbabwe, people are incompetent, or they are inept for the positions that they are holding right now?
Yes, I've called them incompetent and inept before, and I will stand by those words, because
we need new football administrators.
Yes,
is that what you're saying?
We need a breath of fresh air in those leadership positions. Because if they stay, and I'll tell you right now, you were asking me about Nomen Mapeza, we're talking about the pool. If we keep the same people, the same politicians, this revolving door at SIFA, our pool is going to get shallower. We're going to cycle 8-9 coaches whilst we keep the decline because of bad administration of our football in this country.
Naz, it's quite unfortunate we are talking about these things at such a time. The Guinea game, it's a dead rubber.
Yes.
Apparently, it is a dead rubber. How do we approach this game? What is Norman Maposa most likely to do? Is he going to be giving the free players a bit of run? What is it that he's going to be doing?
To be honest, I tried calling him yesterday a couple of times. He didn't answer. I'm pretty sure he's very busy at the moment. But the advice I would have given him if he had picked up my phone is maybe a change of formation, because we've used the same formation in the last 2 games unsuccessfully, maybe successfully versus Senegal. It comes down to a penalty. But maybe a change of shape, then give other players a chance to just maybe get a feel of the tournament, like you said. I think that's the way we have to approach this game, because we don't really gain anything from putting the same players against Guinea, so we have to change the players. And also what I'd like to advise to the players right now is to just play with that pride. Because they know it's a dead rubber, they shouldn't just give up and say, okay, we're just gonna do whatever, but just play with that pride, show that you're competitive, show that you're professionals. That's what we look forward to the Guinea game.
Big Naz, it's always good having you on the show.
Thank you very much.
Quite in-depth analysis of the game day, and it's always nice having you. I would have wanted you on the show in more better circumstances, talking about us playing in the second round and everything. Unfortunately, that's not it. Thank you very much for being with us on the show today.
You're welcome. Aren't you going to do predictions for the Guinea
For
game?
the Guinea game, okay, you know.
And you first, because the last time I went first, then I gave a negative
predictions
prediction.
for the Guinea game. You know, I'm a Warriors man. I love the national team. I'll definitely give it to Zimbabwe. 2-1 for Zimbabwe. Naz, your prediction?
A much changed Zimbabwe team will give a very competitive performance, will have pride in the guys, but unfortunately, I'll give it 2-1 to Guinea. We're going to score a goal again in this tournament. At least 2 goals at the AFCON.
2-1 to Guinea. That's the prediction from the big man, Tinashe Songweme. 2-1 to Zimbabwe. You know me, I'm a Warriors guy. I'll always wish the very best for the national team. But this has become the sad and sorry state of our national football team. Are we a footballing nation as Zimbabwe? If we are, where is it that we are getting things wrong? I'm yours truly, Cuthbert Tamuka Kutcher, and from the whole crew behind the scenes at Basement Studios, we move with the Warriors.